Now, as you see there, hello everybody. Joe, take it away.
Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the P.U.W.F Wrestling Talk. I don't know what episode we're on. I forgot. But we're here tonight. We're going to have a good show. We're here to talk about a few things. One of them is the passing of the legend, Terry Funk, and another legend that was in the making, Mr. Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda.
This happened at 6:32 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Continue.
Yes, and I also I just found out the cause of death, which was a heart attack. It was heart failure. Supposedly, it was due to the COVID word, and it ensued a bad heart condition that he had already had. Supposedly, he was doing better, but as anyone knows in health, when you turn around really fast and you start doing better, usually you die quickly after.
That is right. Now I want to say, go on, Joe.
Sorry, I watched my mother do the same thing. She got really, really, really better, and then the next day she was gone.
Yeah. Now, this is might as well say this right now. This is almost 2-3 years from Brody Lee dying of a weird thing of C19. We don't say the full word. We say C19. Now, we'll talk about, let's talk about them now so we can try to be more positive. Bray Wyatt, formerly known as Husky Harris, a.k.a. Wyndham Rotunda of the Rotunda family, debuted in NXT around 2013 with Brody Lee and Redbeard. But by the way alone, they were a force. Something that we've never seen. A little bit different from Smiley back in the 90s, but something new. Now, I'm an avid fan of 2013 NXT, ladies and gentlemen. That's the black and gold. That was the prime time of wrestling.
That was the first year of NXT.
The first, the inaugural year when Big E won the belt, and then Wyatt's brother won the belt. What's sad is that Wyatt never won the belt. Bo Dallas, thank you. It's what's sad is that Bray Wyatt never won the belt. Never won the belt in NXT. I mean, never won the belt in NXT. Brody Lee never won the belt in NXT. Redbeard never won the belt in NXT. They move on to 2015, 2016. They go up. They go to Raw. We fast forward to one of the most iconic moments in wrestling history, which would be the Wyatt family versus the Shield. We all know that they got holy shit chants just perpendicular from the ropes. They didn't even touch before the match even started, ladies and gentlemen, and it was a wonderful thing. Cut to the feud between Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan. One of the greatest feuds. Cut because they realized Daniel Bryan was too hot. Then he feuded with the Viper, Randy Orton. Then he feuded with Roman Reigns. Then he got fired. Then he got rehired. Then he came back with the Firefly Funhouse, something new. And I'm just doing a summary, ladies and gentlemen, because there's so much stuff that he did. I mean, go on, sir.
The Fiend.
The horrific thing that they did to the Fiend with Seth Rollins' match, the reawakening of his new character, Uncle Howdy, and we'll never get storylines that should have been resolved.
No,
that's what hurts more than anything else. Like, he was 36, ladies and gentlemen. That's something that you don't expect. Mind you, Terry Funk, on the other hand, was 79. We expected him to be gone by 70 or 65, ladies and gentlemen. I expected that, but he didn't. But D-Walk, tell me your experience of Bray Wyatt, if you have any.
I mean, I started watching Bray Wyatt. I understand. I'm not gonna lie. I started watching Bray Wyatt when he got to the main roster with Luke Harper and Rowan, but I got a chance to go back and watch his past history matches, and everything in his matches was gold. I mean, like, he had so much potential. I was really hoping to see him come back and feud again. I mean, he got me back to watching wrestling again, have a great imagination and what you can expect.
I don't know. It hurts. And we're not discrediting Terry Funk, ladies and gentlemen. We're not discrediting Terry Funk at all. Keep going, D-Walk.
Terry Funk, he a legend himself. He got a whole like dictionary of what he completed. He was a Ric Flair, national titles everywhere outside of WWE. Uh, Terry Funk, you can't take nothing away from Terry Funk. ECW days, WCW days. My first match watching Terry Funk was Chainsaw Charlie and Tracy Jackson versus the New Age Outlaws, and it changed the wrestling game. Both of them in their different eras, they changed the wrestling game, and I can't take nothing from, say nothing bad about them.
That's true. That's true. I mean, there's nothing. These are two characters that you can say nothing bad about. Bray Wyatt, yeah, he left his wife. Yeah, he started dating the ring announcer. Now we have another ring announcer, and everything else. But that doesn't matter. Things of home does not matter to his credit of work. Ladies and gentlemen, the wrestling world has given him dog shit, and he has come out with gold every single damn time. No matter how much time they buried him, no matter how many times he deserved the belt. And ladies and gentlemen, he did win the world heavyweight champion, the other belt. We don't call, you know what I mean. And it was bittersweet. He'll never finish that. He'll never finish that rivalry with Roman Reigns. The one rivalry that should have been finished. He never would have went to AEW. He never would have went to Japan. He never would have went to Mexico. And this is making me sad because he deserved way more recognition than what we have now. Right now. And I understand, Roman Reigns, you're doing so well, but you knew that he was the last piece. He was the last piece of the fucking puzzle. But the switch up to Terry Funk before we go to Joe, and Joe tells me his favorite parts of Terry Funk. I grew up, the first time I heard about Terry Funk was he was the guy that was helping Mick Foley during the Hell in a Cell match. He was the guy holding his hand and telling Mick Foley, "Are you okay?" So I started researching that. Then you go back, Terry Funk versus Vader. Shout out to Vader. Terry Funk versus Naito. Terry Funk, and it was the originator, as Joe reminded me, as a barbed wire exploding death match and a Texas death match as well. He invented those things. He was the father of hardcore. He wasn't the grandfather. He was the father that turned into the grandfather of hardcore. ECW wouldn't be ECW without him. Let's be real.
No. He's Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman has said it. If you've ever watched Beyond the Mat, and if you know anything about wrestling, the first ECW pay-per-view came to be, and ECW became a mainstream stay because of Terry Funk. Paul Heyman even said it. He said ECW would not be on the map where they were if it wasn't for Terry Funk.
That's right.
Facts.
And he took hardcore Japanese death matches and brought them to the United States. Things that people had never seen before. He took that and brought it over here. He brought that with him. Same thing with Mick Foley. Mick Foley and Terry Funk took Japanese death matches and brought them to the United States and made them their own. And I remember seeing one of the Japanese matches with Terry Funk. It was Terry Funk versus Masato Tanaka in a Japanese death match.
Yep.
And Masato Tanaka is a monster. He takes hits that I feel like he can get hit by a semi truck and he'll still be standing there laughing at you.
Yep.
He was a monster. I've seen him get hit with a chair 10 times and still be standing there. I mean hit. I mean a chair bent to nothing.
I know.
And he's still standing there staring at you.
He took it. against Masters, against Vader, against Mick Foley, against the New Age Outlaws in that dumpster match they had with Mick.
Yep, and I believe Terry Funk was the first ECW heavyweight champion at the pay-per-view. Yes. I remember the first pay-per-view was a triple threat, and I believe it was Tommy Sandman and Tommy Dreamer, I want to say.
Yeah, it's Dreamer. It was Dreamer.
It was Dreamer, Sandman, and Funk.
Yeah.
And that was the spot where Terry Funk wore the ladder around his head and did the helicopter.
Yeah, which made famous. Everyone does that now. Oh God. Now,
yeah, it won the heavyweight championship at like 60.
Of course. There's a question for everybody else now who's watching, and we'll watch this. Now, this is future plans. We'll focus more on Bray Wyatt because Terry Funk, everyone, it was a legend to him, so we know where everyone's going with this. What are they gonna do with the storyline of Wyatt, Joe?
They're gonna let it go.
Why?
Because it would be disrespectful if they didn't. It would be disrespectful if you kept anything going that had to do with Bray Wyatt. You need to let it go.
Except there's still one more Wyatt. There's still one
What, Bo
more
Dallas?
Wyatt. Yeah, he's still a Wyatt. Technically,
I mean, he's a rotunda, but he's
not creative as Bray Wyatt.
Trauma breeds heroes.
I mean, they could do the Uncle Howdy thing and have him emerge as Uncle Howdy, but at the point that they're at with the whole thing, I think they just need to let it go.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing, though. If they let it go, Bo Dallas can never come back to TV in WWE because they're gonna the second they see him, they're gonna chant Uncle Howdy because everyone knows Bo Dallas was Uncle Howdy. My idea, but wait, before I get to my idea. First off, shout out to Kane. Wherever you are, we love you. Be well, stay well. And shout out to Misfit Nation. They're literally talking about what we're talking about right now. But then they went to Trump. So that's a whole nother thing. D-Walk. Should they cancel or should they continue the storyline because Bo Dallas is basically the last Wyatt left? Unless we get the next 20 years when it becomes like the fourth generation wrestler kids. Remember, Hardy has like 5 ready to go. So
I honestly think they should scrap it. Because the fact about it, I understand Bo Dallas is the only one left, but I don't think Bo Dallas was creative enough like Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was a monster. He was a genius. If they would have let Bray Wyatt do what he wanted to do, he would have been made. WWE wouldn't have been sucking right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Alex, I do get your last Ronin concept.
Yeah.
I do get that.
Honor your brother because if you bury him and bury the concept and bury everything else, you're admitting that he was the alpha and the omega in storylines, and that's it. There's no one else that can do any better. And I understand it's your brother, Bo. I'm talking to you, Bo Dallas, even though you'll never hear this. I understand you. If someone told you want to do it, you say no. But guess what? When Brody Lee died, they honored him. They did. They tried to honor him as much as he can. Bray Wyatt was there at the end, and there was rumors that he was going to jump to AEW during the time that he was fired to help them. If Bo Dallas, if they're never going to touch the storyline again, I would like Bo Dallas to go to AEW and then continue the storyline over there. At least for your brother's sake. Like, okay, this is Brody Lee's baby, and this is the one thing that we both loved, and now you're gone. So I want to at least honor the one thing we both love, which is Brody Lee's crew and Dark Order, because you know that Uncle Howdy. Look, I'm a morbid person. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but Uncle Howdy as a storyline right now would be fucking hot right now. Him saying from the grave, "Oh, my brother wants me to keep going, so I'll continue on. I'm Uncle Howdy no more. I mean, I'm Bo Dallas, but I'm gonna be Uncle Howdy for the rest of my life because of that." And then go with that. Obviously, if they were morbid. But they won't.
They could work that whole thing into a storyline.
Of course. Come on now. They made fun
of
Luke Perry's dad.
Everybody comes out. Everybody comes out to do the 10 bell tolls for Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And then as the 10th bell tolls, all the lights go out, and Uncle Howdy comes up out of the floor with the lights and stuff going, holding Bray Wyatt's lantern.
Exactly. You know why they should do that? At least for the 10 count, You motherfuckers in WWE for the 10 count, you must at least put the different faces of Wyatt. Put the rocking chair, put the mask, put the other thing, put everything, put all of it right on stage, because that was all him.
Yeah,
that was all him. If they just do a fucking 10 count, ding, ding, you're spitting in Bray Wyatt's face. You're spitting in his face.
Like I said, if they want to do it, they're going to have to do it right, and they're going to have to, if they want to capitalize on it.
They have one day.
As sad as it is,
they have one day
to capitalize on Bray Wyatt's death. All they have to do is have Uncle Howdy come out during the 10 count at the end of it, carrying the lantern. It could be Bray Wyatt's head, the Bray Wyatt head lantern. Carrying his brother's head.
That's true. But they did it before. But here's the thing before I get to you, D-Walk. Here's the thing that I want people to know. Like, he deserves his own show tomorrow. Bray Wyatt deserves his own fucking show. Grab the script for Friday, throw it out the fucking window. We're honoring Bray. That's the thing you should do. If they're not going to do it, you know damn well AEW is going to do it tomorrow.
Tony Khan's going to do it. If they don't do, and I don't even know if Impact did it tonight. I didn't even go look.
No, Impact. That was like they do they do live or taping?
I don't know. I think they do taping.
I don't think they do taping. They probably, but either way, like AEW,
I'll check it out.
Fix it. Check it out. I know you will. AEW can do it tomorrow, and they will. They will, dude. Tony Khan loved Brody. He loved Brody. And you know he'll do it for Bray. Like, they can scrap it. Look. You know what's even suckier? The pay-per-views on Sunday. We'll talk about all in, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this podcast. We're not even starting about AEW and Raw. We'll get to you in a second. But Bray Wyatt, honestly, everyone, the 3 people watching down below, leave your comments down below. Do you think Bray Wyatt deserves an honor show tomorrow on SmackDown? He won the belt. That was the only place he won the belt too.
Yeah,
on SmackDown. So if you don't do it, guys, what the fuck? Terry Funk, they gave him a 10-bell salute. They gave him a picture and 10-bell salute. And then Tony Khan tomorrow should do a Texas death match.
Yeah,
just get Lance Archer. He'll do it for like $10. So yeah, you know damn well. But D-Walk, what are your thoughts on this question on Bray Wyatt? Should he have an honor show tomorrow? Yes or no?
Yeah, he said. Oh yeah, he should have.
Elaborate.
He should have it because how he creative. He brought back wrestling. He brought love to wrestling to people who hated wrestling. He was different. You know what I mean? Like the stuff he did through the years, it was crazy, and it kept you on the edge of your seat, and you didn't even know it. And that's what I was saying. Like with Bo Dallas, I think with Bray Wyatt, it was more of Bray Wyatt. This was my storyline. But if Bo Dallas get there, it's gonna be more of them telling Bo Dallas how to do it instead of the other way around. Because Bray Wyatt was real creative. I don't think Bo Dallas was creative to like come do that himself.
That's true. That's true. And Bray Wyatt fought for his creative tooth and nail. But ladies and gentlemen, let's leave it like that because we'll talk about Bray Wyatt for the next 20 freaking minutes. And undeservedly so. He deserves it right now. But Joe, it's your time of the month, and I'm not talking about your period. It's time for AEW Dynamite and Rampage. But before we continue, give me 1 second. Cue that crappy, cheap music. It's yours.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with Dynamite because, wow, what a fucking show. Dynamite did not disappoint this week. We had a contract signing with Chris Jericho and Will Ospreay. Don Callis was out there with Will Ospreay, and Sammy Guevara was out there with Jericho. There were security on both sides. And Will Ospreay, after Don Callis talked a little bit, which nobody gives a fuck about Don Callis. Will Ospreay took the mic, and Will Ospreay talked. You know, Will Ospreay can talk, but he doesn't talk much, a lot, like he can. He cut a very, very good promo on Jericho, speaking about how in the last 6 months he's beaten Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, and soon Chris Jericho, and he's done it in less than a year. He's beaten 3 of the best wrestlers, supposedly, that are in the world. And he's like, and by the way, he's like, my contract is up in the next 6 months. He's like, all this is going to be used as rocket fuel, as a bargaining chip. And he's like, all those championships you've won and everything you've done in your career is just going to be rocket fuel for me. Wow. Just wow. And then Jericho took the mic, and Jericho had his words to say. And Jericho said, when everybody thought that you were going to, they said everybody thought that you were going to be in a wheelchair by the time you were 30. He's like, I picked up the phone and I cold called you and told you to tone it down. And you did. That was 6 years ago. He's like, and you did tone it down. He's like, and look where you're at now. He's like, Jericho said, maybe I shouldn't have made that phone call. He's like, and then you would have been in a wheelchair, and you would have been, your career would have been over before it even got started. Jericho went a little dark on this promo, but it was a very good promo. Told him that on the biggest stage in the world, in the biggest wrestling event in the world, he is going to beat Will Ospreay and take back and pretty much silence all the doubters that he's still wrestling. Big promo. Like I said, the promo was huge between the two guys. Did you, Alex or D-Walk, did you see the promo?
Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it.
Alex?
I saw it like 20 minutes ago, like 20, 30 minutes ago. It was a pretty good promo. It was like always, Jericho can hit certain points, nag on those points, and just go hard on those points. So it still doesn't get the fact that I'm happy for the match. It's Ospreay, a guy who can flip 30,000 times, versus Jericho, a guy who fights on the outside because he's old.
Jericho can do anything.
Great. Yeah, Jericho can do anything, but you know it's not gonna be a 5-star like New Japan freaking match. It's gonna be like maybe a 2.5 because of violence, maybe a 3.
Let's see if it's New Japan style, because Jericho was supposed to face Ospreay in 2021 when the C19 era happened.
Yeah.
And so it got canceled. So now they're actually doing it again, and this time they're doing it in front of over 80,000 people.
Okay.
One thing you can say about Jericho is he evolved. Chris Jericho evolved from.
Jericho always evolves.
I can see Chris Jericho is one of my goats.
Jericho is one of those guys that anytime his character feels like it's going stale, he changes and evolves.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. He one of my goats in wrestling.
Let's go ahead and go to another one of the key points of Dynamite. We had Swerve Strickland and A.R. Fox versus Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. This was a very good match. I was very surprised at how much they did in this match, being that a pay-per-view is coming up so soon. I'm surprised at how good Dynamite was, considering there's a pay-per-view coming up in a few days.
Yeah. True.
Some of the moves that they were doing, A.R. Fox showed up and showed out.
Yeah.
Like some of the shit he did, I was like, God damn. But here's the problem with it.
Okay.
Nick Wayne and Darby Allin won.
Was that a problem? That's good though.
So here's the problem. Swerve was laughing after they lost.
Okay, that's a dumbass thing to do, honestly, but that's just Swerve. And
he was looking at A.R. Fox, and he said, "This was a test. You failed." He's like, "If I can't trust you with against an 18-year-old punk kid, how can I trust you on the biggest stage at Wembley?"
That's true.
And he's like,
true.
nah, handle my light work. And nah, fired AR Fox. And then next thing you know, Brian Cage is down there beating the shit out of AR Fox.
Owe the money.
Beat his ass. Laid him laying. And then Darby, Sting, and Nick Wayne came back out to help AR Fox.
Okay. Well, of course. Now AR Fox this could be a swerve though. This could be like a swerve. They beat him up, and then he'll come up in Wembley and all that stuff. Or he can't go to Wembley because of tickets. Not ticket because of like visa issues. Yeah,
possibly because they did. That's another thing I'll cover here in a minute. But they did something with so they did that, and then Darby cut a little thing and said, "I always will respect you. You'll always be my friend." He's like, "If it wasn't for you, there would be no Darby Allin." He's like, "Take my hand," and he's like, "Let's squash this."
Nice.
And he took his hand, and he helped him up, and they hugged each other. Aww. And then he said, "So who's going to be your partner at Wembley?" And everybody thought it was going to be Brian Cage.
Yeah.
No. Luchasaurus is going to not Luchasaurus. Christian Cage is going to be his partner now.
Okay, that's kind of weird. But
Christian Cage and Swerve versus Sting and Darby in a coffin match.
And that's something that can happen. That if Christian Cage loses, then you can't beat up Christian Cage. The stores should just beat up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's a little weird.
Well, they're doing it because at All Out the next week, because there's another pay-per-view the week after it.
Yeah.
It's going to be Luchasaurus versus Darby for the TNT title.
Okay.
That was one of the first matches announced. The second was Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
All
right. So it was a good segment. They had a little bit of a, back and forth, legends talking to each other and stuff. But it was a good segment. Next one, let's go ahead and cover the match with Rey Fenix and Moxley.
Oof, please.
Fantastic match. Brutal. Very brutal. Every time you thought Rey Fenix was going to win, every fucking time, Moxley would kick out. And eventually Moxley scores the W. But they weren't done there. And the reason they weren't done there is because Rey Fenix was not going to be able to make Wembley. And I already knew that by reading the Bleacher Reports and stuff. But so what they did was they wrote him off. So to write him off, Moxley had a crowbar shoved into his mask and was pulling at his face and mask with the fucking crowbar. And then Claudio and Wheeler Yuta come out with crowbars and start beating on him.
Okay.
They bloodied and beat the fucking dog shit out of Rey Fenix before help came out.
Yeah.
To where he wasn't even moving.
And that's sad because that's like one quick ass way to send to get somebody out. Like, all right, you got beat up so bad that it sucks, and that's how life is, ladies and gentlemen. Because guess what? All right.
And Eddie Kingston came out with Penta, I think it was.
Yeah, he did.
And as they were coming out of nowhere, we have Ortiz with a ball and a sock.
Yeah, a la Ortiz.
And then all of a sudden, the music hits and Santana comes out from the top, and they start beating the hell out of Ortiz, out of Eddie Kingston and Penta.
Shout out to Life of Shakespeare Comedy. Yes to you too. All right, continue.
So it was a very good moment. Pride and Powerful's back. They're with the BCC. They're going to be helping them out. And it was announced that it's going to be 5-on-5.
Okay. Which is cool, though. Shout out to Ortiz and Santana coming back. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry for Rey Fenix, because this would have been the biggest wrestling. This is the biggest. This is the biggest wrestling show in wrestling history.
Mm-hmm.
It was already announced.
Be there, but he can't. Yeah, that kind of sucks. His brother's gonna be there, but he can't. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, this is there's no wrestler has ever done a show this big.
Okay, I give you that.
All right, so we also had the Hardy Boys versus Aussie Open for the ROH Tag Team titles.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought this was going to be a swerve. I thought they were going to have the Hardys beat Aussie Open to go take on MJF and Adam Cole.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a swerve. I was like, last minute ROH Tag Team title shot, like days before a pay-per-view. Kind of weird.
It is.
But it wasn't. Aussie Open gets the W.
Of course, because they should be highlighted.
They should be. Aussie Open's a fantastic team.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a sit-down segment with Adam Cole, and then we had a sit-down segment with MJF. Renee Paquette did the sit-downs, and she poked at Adam Cole very hard, and I don't understand why, but she was pointing out all of the subtleties of him stabbing MJF in the back.
Mm-hmm.
She was stirring the pot for no reason. And he's like, you know what? He's like, I don't like your line of questioning. He's like, this interview's over. He's like, I'm going to say this one last time. Max is my friend. He's like, and that's just it. Win, lose, or draw, we're still friends.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but it was good little things, stirring the pot. Renee Paquette doing her thing. We also had, let's see here. We also had Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue.
All right, pass. Keep going.
It was a decent match. Of course, they gave the W to Ruby Soho, even though I thought Sky Blue was going to win it.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had the Elite versus Juice Robinson and the Ass Boys. Good 6-man tag, man. Good 6-man tag. The Elite. The whole thing was just kind of thrown out because they were all beating the shit out of each other from the opening bell. There was no opening bell. They were just kind of beating the crap out of each other. Jay White got involved. Takeshita got involved. Everybody was getting involved in the match. Nobody was helping the Elite though, so the Elite got their asses whooped. And then FTR came out and helped the Young Bucks. And then the Bullet Club left.
Yeah.
So, and Takeshita was almost hit with the one-winged angel, slid off his back, slid out of the ring, and left.
Okay. Yeah.
Played the heel.
Good match, but not great. Anything else?
No, they sat down and talked with FTR and the Young Bucks. They had a little sit-down segment, back and forth, talking about why they're the best tag team in the world.
Okay.
Young Bucks pulled a little bit of a heel thing, saying that when it goes down as the greatest tag team in wrestling history, and they're talking about the Young Bucks, they're going to be saying, and those guys.
Yeah.
Meaning FTR.
Of course.
Because nobody's going to know your name.
Damn. Yeah.
So, I think they're going to have FTR lose the belts because of what's going on with Wheeler. Cash Wheeler is in some shit.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we were going to talk about that before these breaking news. So if you can, Joe, give a summary of what happened. I know you know. Come on now.
Supposedly, Cash Wheeler got into a road rage incident and varnished a firearm at the other person. Supposedly, he followed the person.
Yeah.
Off the highway and then varnished the firearm at him. Yeah. So the whole thing was a mess. And he was arrested and let out on a bond. He is still allowed to travel. They did not take his passport away. Okay. And he's awaiting trial. So he did plead not guilty.
That man gonna get slapped on the hand and that's it. He ain't gonna
Of
get in
course
no.
he is, man.
Well, they're looking at 4 years and a fine.
He gonna get a
Get the
fine.
fine. Tony Khan will get the fine and do public service. We're good. Okay. The FTR is too valuable right now to be one in jail. This is not the Mike Tyson era where he goes there and comes back and he's all fucked. No. No, we'll keep this shit nice and simple.
With money involved, you can get away with anything.
Exactly. Simple thing. All right. Anything else from Rampage and Collision? Because we gotta go to NXT and D-Walk's chomping.
Well, I mean, Collision was good. I mean, they're doing the whole CM Punk Samoa Joe thing with the real world title and stuff, and
Yeah,
how they're actually. I don't even know how they're saying it. That's a championship right now, and how they're actually making championship matches with it.
yeah.
It's
Wait, hold up. D-Walk, what do you? I mean, are you gonna enjoy the Samoa Joe Punk match?
Nah, didn't they wrestle like 30 times before this?
Yeah.
okay. So listen, CM Punk. So Samoa Joe came out to fight this guy on Collision.
Yeah.
And he was dressed in a gold suit with a mask. It was called the Golden Vampire.
I saw
So Samoa
that,
Joe gets in the ring and he gets his ass fucking handed to him before the bell even rings and gets dropped. And everybody, and then he takes the mask off and it's CM Punk. And CM Punk, after he takes the mask off, goes like this, says, "Night, night."
That is kind of fucked up, yeah.
He dropped him in a matter of seconds. I was like, my God. He had trouble lifting up Samoa Joe though. I don't know if it was because of the suit or he was just too heavy, but he had trouble lifting him and dropping him with the GTS.
Okay. Woo, I guess.
Yeah.
Continue.
That's about it.
It better not be no Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
No, we're not looking at WrestleMania 20 again.
God, no. No.
Samoa Joe and CM Punk are too good for that.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say that though, but all right, sure, not too good for that. Joe, sure, not
better than
Punk.
Anyone's better than Goldberg.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Anything else before we go to NXT?
No, that's it. You're good.
Let me move up the screen because it's your time to shine, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think
NXT tab.
Wait, do we even have a little thing for it? Oh shit, no, I don't.
No,
We don't give a shit about NXT. But it's your show, D-Walk. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the D-Walk time. This thing's all messed up. There we go. Give me a second, and it's time for NXT. The floor is yours.
What's going on? We at NXT. We talk about the first match. Ivan Dragunov against Trick Williams. That match went better than I thought it was gonna be. There's a lot of back and forth going on. Ivan Dragunov had to hit him with the finisher on the floor, and that he kicked out of that. That didn't work. He had to go up on the top floor and get another one in for the win. But overall, it was a good match. I mean, I can see Trick Williams. He's starting to sprout out and everything. He might be a good heel too. Any other questions?
Anything else you got?
Nah. Then the second match I got Ivy now versus Ava.
Yeah.
Boring match. No.
Okay.
Ivy now with the Dragon Sleeper. Eventually, the Creed brothers coming back, and then we got Noam Dar versus Nathan Frazier for the Heritage Cup title. It was a good match, pacing. You know, Noam Dar, he's just always been a good wrestler and everything. I'm just still trying to see what about Nathan Frazier, but it was a good back and forth match and everything. They did a nasty The match is just nasty to the match. It was pretty good though. But New Heritage Cup champion Noam Dar, he take the win with help.
Okay.
And then the next match we got Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley versus Dragon Lee and Leah Valkyrie. That was a good match. You know, the Dominique Dirty Dom starting to rub upon me just a little bit, but I still don't like it. But it was a good match. Dragon Lee and Leah Valkyrie go in for the win with Dragon Lee doing a Hurricane and DDT move on Dirty Dom for the win.
It was an Asai DDT.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was pretty nice though. Nice. But it was a good match though. I liked it. And then for the main event, we got Wesley versus Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title. That match right there was pretty good. Wesley need to be pushed. I mean, Wesley should stay in the main title card because he got a lot of potential. But between him and Carmelo, they was going back and back, move for move, and it was pretty dope. But Carmelo, he picked up the win with the leg drop off the rope.
Okay. Anything else?
And that's it for the NXT. He was.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why NXT sucks because nothing eventful happened to it.
You didn't talk. You didn't talk about all the botches in that main event.
If there's so many botches, okay, ladies and gentlemen, there were so many botches in the main event, it sucked. Boom, 5 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, go on, D-Walk.
No, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't watch this show. I don't give a shit about this show, but we're going to talk about this show. It's time for Raw and SmackDown. Shout out to Edge. Right off the bat, I've heard that he's going to retire. So if you're going to retire, sure. What is the joke? Come on now.
That's a speculation. He did say that was his last time wrestling in Toronto.
Oh, come on now. We're not doing the whole. All right.
He didn't take the boots off or anything. All right. So, and another thing is, through the grapevine, Edge might be headed to AEW.
Which I'm happy. Him. Like, look, you guys don't. If anyone's watching right now, you guys don't really see it. But the Hardys versus Edge and Christian, part 17 in AEW, right off the
ladder match,
and FTR. Like, think about it this way: it'll be a ladder match, Stairway to Heaven, which would be FTR, Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Lucha Brothers. Like,
don't forget,
in the case. Keep on.
Don't forget, Devon Dudley is a free agent. And Bully Ray is with Impact.
All right. Okay. Yay to the Dudleys. All right. You know, one
we
time.
So what if TLC?
Yeah, what they working on their dream match, their last match? What if this could be the Hardy's last match? What if this could be Edge and Christian very last match?
Yeah. Now, everyone that's watching, leave your comments down below. Who are your favorite tag teams? And if Edge and Christian come back, who should they fight first? Leave it down in the comments. All right, these are the matches that were as follows on Friday on SmackDown. I'm going circle. Yes, Joe, you're sexy. Edge versus Sheamus, Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair versus Bayley and Io Sky, and Rey Mysterio and Santa Escobar and the Grayson Waller effect. I actually watched the Grayson Waller effect for once in my life. I don't know why I did, but I did. Grayson Waller is a very, 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 very great value version of The Miz. Like very, very great value. And I was like, okay, they're trying here, I guess. So he's he's egging Santos, like, oh, you gave the belt to Ray, and Ray gave it to you. Mind you, I was getting mad. I'm like, wasn't he like a badass, like a Dawn in NXT. He had a gang. He had a whole bunch of people. Now he's just like he's kissing Ray's ass. So that means eventually he's gonna turn. Sure. And he's egging him on and egging him on. Whatever. Then comes out Austin Theory. Whatever. I lost my whatever. Then came out the most hottest thing on the market, LA Knight. LA Knight comes out. LA Knight tells the Austin Theory, hey, you gotta shut the hell up. I'm Austin Theory. LA Knight, yeah. I don't really listen to all. He just talks a lot of rambling. And at the end, he had a match with, I guess LA Knight has like his own version of Paul Heyman because this guy comes out and just like does matches. Like just talk, hey, I don't like you, and I'm gonna match next. I'm like, all right, whatever. So they start a match. Spoiler warning: Austin Theory wins. Don't know why they're continuing the storyline, but I guess whatever. They don't want to give LA Knight the belt. We know why.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Wasn't The Miz the cause of the reason why he lost the match?
We'll get to that in a second. Top moments of that takeaway of that conversation. Waller said this, and I quote, I can't wait until Edge comes down here and says, thank you, Grayson, for making me relevant again on your talk show. Calm down, Beth. I love hot moms. He followed up in response to the reaction of Edge's wife, Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, who was seated at ringside. He said, calm down, Beth Phoenix. I got you, baby. I'm like, you better, Edge is going to kill you when he sees that. Now, I can imagine it feels great to be United States champion, right? Santos, you can imagine, Waller said, looking to stir the pot between Mysterio and Escobar. Again, LA Knight versus Austin Theory for United States Championship opportunity. The Miz spoiled LA Knight's opportunity to challenge for the United States Championship Friday night, distracting him in the closing moments of his number one contenders match with Austin Theory. Boom, you're right. Thank you for that. For the 3 people watching, hit those likes and leave your comments down below. When should LA Knight get the belt? And by the way, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. We talked about that in the beginning. Go back, listen to our thoughts. Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control, right? Oh, by the way, I got a picture of Bayley. Bayley looks like wow, she looks old as hell. She looks like she's 50 in this picture. Oh my god. Anyway, they're good back and forth match. It was a B+. Good lengthening match. It highlighted Sky and continued to tell the story of Bayley clinging up to her leadership of Damage Control by directing the championship what to do next. Top moments of the match, Dakota Kai once again accompanied Bayley and Sky to the ring. Damage Control is better when old Cap Coda is around. Everything Sky does is so effortless. We saw in each of her previous stops, and now WWE fans do too. Whatever. The Street Profits versus the OC, which I call them the Thug Profits now because they're evil, versus the OC. The Street Profits are about to be a problem for a lot of people on SmackDown, as evidenced by their performance against the OCs, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, which is sad that they always lose now. You re-signed that contract to what? To get to lose to the Street Profits?
Yeah.
B-match.
To everyone. They lose to everybody.
Exactly. Renewed focus, new layers of the game. Corey Graves said of the Profits following the victory over Anderson and Gallows. Now, question for you, D-Walk and then Joe. How long will the Profits be on this streak of violence until they get the belt?
I hope for a minute. I hope they have a good stop. I'll probably say 3 months.
Okay. Joe?
6.
6? Okay, because you want to reestablish them and lose all. I mean, and try to get all that. I get that. That's fine.
You want to be able to. You want to hype up we're holding down the Street Profits angle.
Yeah, of course.
But they do need to get darker attire, though.
Yeah. Okay. Backstage, Bayley and Sky avenged their loss by attacking Belair and further damaging her already injured knee. Now, Paul Heyman provides an update of the bloodline. He does say that Jimmy Uso is going to be on SmackDown next week. We get that. Heyman turning Braxton's inquiries into the state of the bloodline into taunts directed at her family was such a great slimy heel thing to do. And like I said, next week. Now, Edge versus Sheamus. This was a very adaptable match. Let's say like that. Adaptable. Edge wasn't on his game today. Sheamus was just carrying that match in a sense. And it was, even though after all, people clapped, people cheered, Edge hugged Sheamus, Sheamus hugged Edge. Joe, your thoughts on the match?
It was just I don't know. The match kind of felt very flat to me.
Yeah.
The Toronto crowd was what made that match something special more than it was the performers in the match. I do agree Sheamus did carry the match, though. I do agree with you.
Yeah, he did.
Edge just it felt like Edge had already checked out.
Okay. All right. D-Walk?
I wouldn't have made a sandwich.
Okay.
I mean, it was boring.
I fell asleep and had to watch it again.
And that's sad to say that shit, dude. Damn. When you had to sleep. You know, I get that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was SmackDown. Now on the Raw. Raw. All right. Kevin Owens is back. I'm happy for him. Yeah. Owens returns, teams with Zayn and Rhodes to beat Judgment Day. Cody Rhodes is now like, oh, yay. We got a question from Kane the Destroyer on his vacation today. You think Edge had ring rust? Yeah.
He had more than ring rust. He had more than wing rust.
Yeah. That's what
I think. Kane, I think Edge is more salivating over his new contract with AEW than he is the ring rust. Mm-hmm. He was probably just thinking of all those dollar signs, like, I'm not going to hurt myself in this match.
Yeah.
He wrestled like old Goldberg.
Exactly. and it becomes the AEW, at least he has a lot of people to protect him. If it's going to be it's not going to be a tag. If it's going to be this is what's going to suck, though. You can't effectively do a Hardys versus Edge and Christian match by themselves.
No.
1 out of 4 of them is a competent worker. Edge is sloppy sometimes. Matt can't be trusted, and Jeff,
you don't know if he's sober or not.
Exactly. Even on that point, he just throws bombs. He throws the swanton bombs on bodies. He's not even safe anymore. He's like, I'm just gonna hurt you. So whoever takes that is gonna be hurt. Christian, come on now. Let's not kill. Well, that's Christian. Fuck him.
That's the safe worker.
It's a safe worker. Moving on. The New Day defeat Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre versus pinfall. I'm happy that McIntyre and Drew and Matt Riddle is doing something, but it does not matter because Matt Riddle is what we call a Lego piece. We just connect them from one thing. Go on, Joe. You have your thoughts.
New Day are starting to have a little more of old heel tendencies. I'm starting to notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you noticed that? Have you noticed it?
Yeah. But before we continue, that's a good question. Now that we kind of know that Big E can't wrestle anymore, they kind of basically said 85% that he can't. What do you think he should do?
Honestly.
Commentary.
I guess he could manage.
Commentary.
He could commentary and manager, like a good manager. Like he can fight. Like he can be kind of like the football scouter and just looking around the back and looking for talent and kind of like molding them, stuff like that. Like make little mini biggies, just going around and skill. Make a little group. He can make a version of the New Day and exclude Kofi and the other guy, and then to be like, "Why are you doing that, bro?" Because you know what? When I was with you, my neck got broke. So I'm going with these guys. Let's
make them like that. Make them like Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South.
Exactly, because commentary would be just it'll be great, but it'll be boring after a while. Let's be real. You got Jim Ross, you got Tony Schiavone, you got Excalibur, you got in WWE, you got Corey Graves, you got Michael Cole, who now Michael Cole is on a tear. Now it took his ass 20 fucking years. Now
so, this could be a darker thing, but have him be Ridge Holland's manager.
That would be dark, but that would be very cool. And then
you broke my neck, you put me out of wrestling. He's like, I respect the fucking hell out of you.
That's cool though. I like that. And down below would be nice to see another TLC with Edge and Christian, Hardys and Dudley, as long as no one breaks a hip or something. That's the thing though. If their egos alone would push them to the limit, and that's sad. But we continue on.
Bully Ray would be fun. Bully Ray's still healthy. Yeah. I mean, they're all still relatively healthy. I mean, Devon, I think, is the least healthy.
You know what's sad, Joe? That you have to say relatively. You have to say relatively. Relatively, kind of. But either way,
got guys in their 40s and 50s. I mean, you got to start thinking of health.
I know, but we continue on. Intercontinental Champion Chad Gable defeated Gunther via countout after hitting Gunther with a German suplex over the ringside barricade. The countout means Gunther retained his title, but suffered his first singles loss since joining the main roster, which is okay because they're kind of like they see gold with Gable and Gunther. They see gold. They can't do this again. They gotta put this in a match because if they do another countout or a roll up, they're gonna lose interest. And Gable's going to go up and Gunther's going to go down. And that's not what you want. You want both of them to go up at the same time. I want to put that out there. Big E can't do anything, just not wrestling. That's what I mean. Make him a manager or commentator. If there are 3 people watching, love you. Hit those likes.
But they shouldn't even never had this count out like they did. They could have did something better than that.
Gunther could have cheated. Gunther could have cheated. Hit him with something like, oh, I'm done. And like really set up the fact that Gunther really doesn't want to fight Gable because Gable's a fucking pit bull. He'll just come after your ass, man.
But a count out, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dude, if Gable can beat Gunther, you know how much of a pop that would get?
Yeah. Mind you, you don't have to defeat Gunther in a sense. Like if you want to protect Gunther, you just like, let's say something happens where Gunther accidentally hits the ref and then Gable does his chaos theory. And then the crowd chants the 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chad Gable can lose after that, but everyone knows that he could win effectively. Then you can have another match. You can have a rubber match later on down the line, like a month later, another pay-per-view, and then Gable can get the belt. Because again,
but Gable's already lost to Gunther.
But then, but like I'm saying, let him have a match. Gunther accidentally hits the ref. Gable does chaos theory. The crowd chants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So that sets up that the crowd knows that he can win. It was just a technicality that he lost. That's what you gotta do. Because Gable's on the rise. I want him to win. I want him to win the belt. And if they beat Gunther the right way, then yes, it will work. If you do one more fucking roll up, it's not gonna fucking work. But I continue.
To me, they should have. I feel they should have. What they should have did. They should have never had this 10 count happen. They should have carried it to a pay-per-view, and they should have had Gunther lose because Imperium turned their back on him to their title.
Yeah, and go on.
And he lose and go to the heavyweight title.
Yeah, and he lost. This is his first loss in the main roster, ladies and gentlemen. And his first loss was a count out.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We need Gunther to lose the IC belt so he can go after the world title.
Yeah, but do it the right way with Gable. Do it like Ray Big Show. Make it believable. It's not believable in real life, but in wrestling, it can become believable. But we'll continue on. We got a pre-tape promo from Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura revealed that what he whispered to Seth Rollins that so badly affected the World Heavyweight Champion last week. Nakamura said he told Rollins that he knows he's in constant pain and that his body is failing him, and now he will end Rollins once and for all. Later in the show, Rollins admitted that he's been dealing with an injury for years, saying, "I do have 2 fractures in my lumbar spine." That's true.
He said, I know about your back.
Yeah.
And that's when Rollins looked shocked. And then he got Kinshasa.
And again, you play that in the storyline. I'm not gonna watch the match. I'm sorry. Seth Rollins alone against Shinsuke Nakamura. We go back to 2017. You can see that over and over again, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing. That's from my opinion. D-Walk, what do you think? Okay, thank you for those thoughts, D-Walk. Continuing on, Rhea Ripley versus. I just want to fuck with D-Walk because he's not there. Rhea Ripley.
Gunther is about to pass the honky tonk man, Kane.
Who?
Kane said that Gunther is about to pass the honky tonk man. He is correct.
Oh, cool, nice. What? That's good for Gunther again. The honky tonk thing. I thought I put it up there. Here we go.
Yeah, he's going to be He's going to become the longest reigning IC champion in wrestling history.
You know what? Sad. Ambrose did the same thing with the U.S. title. Remember that he only fought like twice in fucking 7 months to a year, and he had that shit for a while.
Yeah.
God, okay.
Gunther fights like every week.
Yeah, no, because Gunther can fight every fucking week. It's Gunther. Like he's a big ass boy. We continue on.
Huh?
we'll continue on. Rhea Ripley defeats Candice LeRae via submission with an inverted Texas cloverleaf. After the match, Raquel Rodriguez came out from the back using a crutch before throwing the crutch at Ripley and beating up the Women's World Champion. She did announce that she secured a title match at Payback. So, Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley. D-Walk, who wins?
I want Raquel Rodriguez to win.
Yeah.
But I don't see Rhea Ripley use the title already.
Joe, who wins?
Rhea Ripley. Raquel Rodriguez is boring.
Okay. Kane.
She's another Bianca Belair.
Raquel wins because again they're doing the whole like this like implosion of the bloodline. So
the Judgment Day.
Everybody, Bloodline, Judgment Day, Vampires, Ecstasy. I don't care what it's called. But what matters is that it's imploding. You know it's imploding. So everyone has to lose their belts. Everyone.
Kane says Rhea.
Well, Kane likes Rhea's ass. Everyone does. I like Raquel Rodriguez because she's tall. Anyway, Akira Tozawa defeated The Miz via pinfall. I thought I would never say that name for a long ass time. With a roll-up, Miz was distracted by LA Knight's presence on commentary, leading to the finish. After the match, Knight hit Miz with the BFT. Say it, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rocking Hurricane all over again.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad. But
Akira Tozawa just pinned a Grand Slam a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
And got away with it because he is now the new R-Truth of SmackDown.
He's about to be back, by the way.
Oh, good for him. D-Walk?
Well, what happened?
You were going to say something.
No, I won't say no.
Okay. Moving on. Trish Stratus interrupted a Becky Lynch promo, leading to the two women exchanging words about their upcoming steel cage match at Payback. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. D-Walk, who wins?
How can you say, man? I really just don't care about the match. 55. So I really got to Becky Lynch.
Okay, that's fine. Joe?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch as well, because Trish Stratus sucks. Now, last thing, and on Raw, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defeated Katana Chance and Kaden Carter via pinfall when Niven hit Chance with a running crossbody. You know what's sad? There's only like one sentence that just says that. When Niven hit Chance with a run, that's it. That's how much they give the crap about the women's division. That was Raw, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a good, boring-ass Raw for me, except for small things. Either way.
Let me ask you a question here.
Yes.
Why do they have such a great tag team in Chance and Carter and have them take Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler to the fucking limit to where they almost won the tag championships and are just dogging them out? They're a good tag team.
You know why. Come on, Joe. They don't care about the fucking women's division. They never fucking care. Guess who's in charge of the women's division? Stephanie McMahon. Still been that way since 2021, bro. They don't care.
Put Trish in charge of the women's division. Or Becky or somebody. Lita.
No, dude, put a wrestler in the freaking women's division. Like, put a real women's wrestler in charge.
Lita.
They know storyline. Lita. Okay, you guys keep putting the word Lita and thinking it's like it's Jesus. Lita is not Jesus, bruh. Okay.
Fabulous Mo is dead and Mae Young is dead. So who else are you going to put in there? I mean, you could have put one of them.
Okay. First off, you're going to bring out those two old hags that one of them was a pimp. Yeah, that's the proper way of wrestling. Joe, wow. You're rambling now. All right.
What about Alexa Bliss?
Maybe. Yeah. I would try to, you know what I would try to do? And Triple H will never do this because he's egotistical. Try to do a partnership with Women of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Really just cross promote. But they have a whole bunch of wrestlers over there, and you got a whole bunch of wrestlers over here. You guys need training. Wrestling each other for the last 7, 8, 9 years ain't done shit except make 6 or 7 stars out of 40.
You're right.
They should take women in batches of 5 or 10 and send them to Japan for 6 months.
Yes, Japan's open right now. Japan's open, wide the hell open. They will say yes to anything as long as they win.
5 or 6 months, 5 or 6 months, 5 to 10 women's wrestlers at a time for 6 months. They go over to Japan, they train, they work shows, and then they come back, and another group goes.
Yeah, that's all you need. 5 there, 5 back. 5 there, 5 back. Have one representative talk for them if they don't know how to talk English. You don't have to put them on camera and embarrass them like most you have done. Okay,
Asuka.
Anyway, yeah,
Asuka could be the representative that can garner going back and forth. Kairi Sane is a free agent, I believe now.
Yes, and that bothers me, man. That bothers the crap out of me, honestly. Here we go.
She's coming back to WWE, is what I've heard.
Yeah,
but things that WWE could do, but they're not doing.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I know, but we'll talk about that in what's gonna happen. But ladies and gentlemen, we're ramble on. We're almost at the 90-minute mark. We're all in predictions. I got it right here. We're gonna start from 0 hour up. Ring of Honor World Tag Team, and thank you, Joe, for telling me about this. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, MJF and Adam Cole versus Aussie Open, which means they're doing double duty night that night, ladies and gentlemen. D-Walk, who's gonna win?
MJF. Adam Cole, baby.
Okay. Will there be in the sense like Adam Cole does something and MJF does something again that make him like almost hit each other as they did on Wednesday?
No, it ain't gonna happen to the main event. And I bet you they gonna win by that Gaelic clause line they use. I mean, can I say gay line? But they gonna use that gay clause line they use.
No, it's Joe's show. You can say what the hell he wants. He gets the restrictions, not me. All right, Joe.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Adam Cole and MJF. There's gonna be a kangaroo kick and a double clothesline.
Okay, I'll give you that. I think Adam Cole but it's for the tag team championship, so I think they're not gonna win because either
ROH tag titles.
The ROH tag titles. I think it would be funny if they won. Then they go to the championship map as tag team title, and then throughout the whole night they show clips of Adam Cole and MJF trying to get along, and just gets worse and worse and worse and worse leading up into the main event, which is this is going to be the main event. He's the title holder. So if they do it that way, it'll be funny. If they lose, then that will be the last time they see each other until the main event, because they're just both stewing at each other.
Stone Cold Shawn Michaels again.
Okay.
That's what it feels like.
Check out that reference, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Hey, so what happens when MJF thinking he about to hit Adam Cole with the ring, but Adam Cole already have it and hit him with it and win?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Adam Cole picks his pocket.
Yeah,
could be. Cole hugged him and then put his hand in his pocket. He puts the ring in his anyway. All right. First match. This is random. Coffin match. Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. We might get Joker Sting, so that's a good point.
We are getting Joker Sting.
Okay, so we're all getting Joker Sting and Darby Allin versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. Addendum. Luchasaurus next to him. So, Joe, who wins the match?
I'm going to say that it's going to be Sting and Darby.
Okay. Will Luchasaurus get involved?
Yes.
Okay. D-Walk?
Sting and Allen, and it's going to be interference. Luchasaurus is going to interfere.
I think Swerve and Christian Cage win, because Sting and Darby Allin has won a whole bunch of. They've won a lot of coffin matches. They've won a lot.
Sting's undefeated. Sting's undefeated in AEW so far.
Exactly. So give him one loss, and then Joker Sting could make Joker Sting turn evil against Darby Allin, so we get Joker Sting versus Darby Allin in a coffin match.
But they're not going to do that because of the Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus at All Out the week after for the belt. They're going to have Luchasaurus get involved in the match but Darby's going to probably beat him. Like they're gonna probably put him through a coffin too.
Yeah.
And then but that's gonna make people think, oh, Darby's gonna win the belt. No, that's gonna be so Luchasaurus can keep the title.
Okay. I think maybe there's a tease that Joker Sting does something so Joker Sting that even Darby Allin's like, this motherfucker's crazy. So I just let's get on the lookout for that. Next match. Trios match, Kenny Omega. Trios match is Kenny Omega, Hangman, and Ibushi, or Chubby Sheep.
The Golden Elite.
But it says here, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Konosuke. Well, I guess it's Elite. D-Walk. Who wins?
I gotta go for the Elite.
Say that again?
I gotta go for the Elite.
Okay. Joe?
Golden Elite.
Okay. I do as well. I mean, these guys are nobody. So Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Takeshita are being used as just bodies. Doesn't even matter. Real World Championship. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. Joe, say what you gotta say.
CM Punk.
I fucking knew that shit. D-Walk.
Do you really see him losing?
No. I mean, Tony Khan is kissing his ass. So
Brock Lesnar, man, all over again.
Mm-hmm. And Joe is happy with the Twisted Metal stuff, so he's good. He'll do season 2 and he'll be fine, even if he loses the belt. He's getting money off that.
Hey, that was pretty good. I was surprised about Samoa Joe. That's pretty dope.
I'm halfway there. I got 4 more episodes to go, so I'll finish them when I get a chance.
I watched it 3 times already.
When we go offline, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about the storyline. Anyway, next up, Punk wins. Whatever. AEW World Trios Championship, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the House of Black. Now, I think before I get to you, D-Walk, I think Daddy Ass is gonna swerve and go to the House of Black.
It's not Daddy Ass no more.
He's not Daddy Ass no more. He just freaking came out like on Wednesday and said he's gonna be there on
Badass. He's badass Billy Gunn again. He said Daddy Ass is dead.
Okay, so then rephrase that, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Acclaimed are gonna turn heel on Daddy Ass, on Badass. Badass makes them lose the match for the Trios Championship. They're like, I'm sorry, guys, and then they turn heel in Wembley. It's about time that the Acclaimed turn heel again. It's been a long ass time. They've been good, and they've been slowly dying down. So
I think they're gonna give them the trios titles.
That's what I think.
They don't deserve that right now with Badass, man. They don't deserve it right now. They need to go back to heel and get the rise again, because they were hot. They had the belts. They floundered for a little bit afterwards, and they were still popular. And now, since they lost the belt, they've been buried in the back. Anyway, that's my thoughts. D-Walk, who wins?
I gotta say Badass. I gotta say the Acclaimed of Billy and Badass Billy Gunn. I mean, because they give him a name change for something. This might be his last time, you know?
Okay, I'll give you that. Joe?
I'm going to say Badass and the Acclaimed.
Okay. Kane, I know you watching. Who's going to win? I want them to lose because the House of Black have had the belt for so long, I kind of forgot it. So they're not really giving a shit about it. Mm-hmm. So let them have it for a little bit more until we get a good trios to get it. I don't know who, but the Acclaimed need a third partner that's not Daddy Ass. That's just me. They need a third partner. Like they need like someone to like connect them as a trios. That sometimes, that's just me. That's just me. All right.
And Enzo Amore.
Damn well, he can't even wrestle. God, come on, man.
He could talk,
but he can't wrestle for shit.
Then why was he booked in Japan then?
Because he can talk.
He was booked in a tournament. He was booked in a tournament.
They don't care. They need names and bodies in the tournament. They don't care. Okay. You know damn well Eddie Kingston was in the tournament. Why? Because it's one of his dreams. He's like, you want to be in the tournament? But you know damn well Eddie Kingston wasn't gonna win the G1. Come the fuck on. It's either Okada or the other guy. It's always one of those two guys. They never like. And guess who won again? I think Okada won or the other guy. So it doesn't really matter.
Is it Shibushi? Shibushi?
Not Shibata. It's the high fly flow guy, the Japanese John Cena. You know what I'm talking about? He has long hair. He has.
You're talking about the Viking like dude.
Say that again.
You're talking about the Viking like dude.
No, that's
no,
it.
not Viking.
Yeah, thank you. Enzo would get kicked out of another locker room. Thank you. At least you're being honest. All right. Anyway, moving on. Stadium Stampede. Orange Cassidy, best friends, Eddie Kingston, Penta Cero Miedo, and a mystery partner. Versus John Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler, Yuta, Santana, Ortiz, and a mystery partner. Now, before we continue.
There is no more mystery partner. It's 5-on-5.
Okay, so Orange Cassidy, best friends, Eddie Kingston, best friend. Well, that's more than 5. That's like 7. Holy shit. John Moxley, Claudio, Weaver, Santana, Ortiz. No, it's 6-on-6.
It's supposed to be 5-on-5. Phoenix is out.
Check it. John, Claudio, Wheeler, Santana, Ortiz, and a mystery partner. But you said no mystery partner, right? So, okay, fine, 5. So it's Orange, best friends, Eddie, Penta. That's 5. Okay, that's fine. Who's going to win? Joe.
Blackpool Combat Club. Returning Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah.
Along with Claudio, Moxley, and Yuta.
Yeah. Okay. If they're serious, then yes. They're okay. D-Walk.
I got to go with the BCC, baby.
I'll be the optimist. I'll pick Orange Cassidy and Best Friends.
Yeah,
of course you will.
Because remember, this is Wembley. This is a stadium stampede. This is not blood and guts. Not a parking lot brawl.
Okay? You're on Orange Cassidy's nutsack like a juicer.
No, you have to remember, in wrestling there is seriousness and there is comedy. If you have Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, Eddie Kingston, who we have seen will turn you on, put gasoline on you and light you on fire. Yeah. We know that he does this. Yes, you have the Blackpool Combat Club, but then you have one Eddie Kingston. One Eddie Kingston is the equivalent of 5 of those motherfuckers. You know damn well. You know that
BCC are maniacal, man. They will fuck you up.
And Eddie Kingston is 5 of them. More.
Yeah, but you've got Eddie Kingston as 1 maniacal motherfucker versus 5 maniacal motherfuckers because the best friends ain't shit.
No, but Penta Cero Miedo is a maniacal motherfucker. We know this. We know.
Yes, but you got a 5-on-2 situation because the best friends are just they're.
We'll see.
They're like Brokeback Mountain. You know.
And moving on. Now we're going off the rails here. Ladies and gentlemen, AEW World's Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker versus Saraya versus Toni Storm. Why Toni Storm is in that match again, I have no fucking idea, but D-Walk, who wins?
I want Toni Storm to win, but I know that ain't gonna happen.
Why? She just lost the belt to
Why?
Shida. What the fuck? Hold up. No, give me a second. No, we were moving his ass. I'm sorry. Give me a second. All right.
Toni Storm?
Okay, first off.
What the fuck?
Toni Storm? Okay.
Boring Storm. Boring Storm.
What the D-Walk? What the fuck, dude?
You could have said Saraya and I would have been okay, but Boring Storm?
I said that's not gonna happen though. But, you know.
You wanted it to happen. That's even worse.
It's a little twist, though. You know what I mean? It's a little twist.
Twist of what? Twist of gasoline in your fucking juice? Sure, you're dead afterwards, man. Fuck that shit. But anyway, he picked that. All right, Joe, your thoughts? Who's gonna win?
DMD.
Why? She had
because she is. Yes, but because it's going to become one of those things to where Toni Storm and Saraya are going to take out Shida, and then they're going to turn on each other, and then Britt's going to capitalize.
I guess, but we all know, because we all watched AEW for the last 3 years, is that Britt Baker has the amazing power to bury her own roster when she's champion.
But she carried that division.
While
She
burying
carried that division.
time. She buried the shit out of them.
But she carried the women's division. If it wasn't for her carrying the women's division, it wouldn't be anywhere near where it is right now.
But if it wasn't for Sheeta, there wouldn't be a women's division during the pandemic era because she carried that shit as well throughout for fucking a year. Complete.
Yes, you carried. Okay, so you carried the title through an empty stadium environment. Woo! That's like saying Drew McIntyre was champion, won the championship in an empty arena.
Yeah, but that's different though. Hikaru Shida she became a fucking vet because in that year she fought 50 matches. Let's be real.
Yes.
Drew McIntyre fought 7. You cannot.
But here's the thing. I'm not saying Sheeta's a bad wrestler or anything. I like Sheeta.
Yeah.
I just feel like Bray hasn't had the title for a while.
All right.
She has not had the title for a while. She hasn't even been in the title picture for a while.
I know. And guess what?
So it's about time.
There's a women's TNT championship. Go after
Statlander? What? So she's gonna go for the lesser championship?
No, make it better. If you think
that's like
make the Intercontinental better.
That's like Brock Lesnar going from the Universal Championship down to the IC title.
Yeah, but we said the same thing to John Cena, and then he elevated it. John Cena.
Who the fuck cares about John Cena?
Yeah, but like, why did
John Cena?
But I'm saying, we can't compare Sheeta to. We can't compare.
No, you didn't cover that either. He's coming back next Friday.
I don't give a fuck about that. Dude, whatever. Anyway, I think Saraya's gonna win. Give it the belt on her. It's in Wembley Stadium. Come on, man. That's giving an alley-oop. And she can sneak the win. She can sneak the win and then transition the champion to somebody else next week. Because you said there's another pay-per-view, right? So wins it at Wembley, all out. She wins it at Wembley, and the week after, she loses it. That's it. Give it to her, man. She's never won a championship in Wembley.
Who's she gonna pin? That's the question.
Storm.
No, not Storm, because whoever she pins, they're going to put her against in a one-on-one match at All Out, probably.
Then Britt. Saraya versus Britt.
But we've done that before, and Britt won. Oh, wait, no, Saraya won. Okay. Saraya won.
Then you either do Saraya versus Sheeta, then you do Saraya versus Sheeta.
Because if you do Saraya and Britt again, they would have to give it to Britt.
Yeah, then you give it to Sheeta. She pins Sheeta, and then in All Out, All Out, Sheeta gets it back. And then go to the next pay-per-view, Sheeta versus Britt 3. Because Sheeta hasn't fought Britt in a long ass fucking time. So you don't want to spoil that in All Out. I want her, that's the thing though. But you're right though. Britt pins Sheeta, and then All Out, it's Britt Sheeta 3.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right, I changed my answer. Britt wins, so it's Britt Sheeta 3. That's fine. I'm down for that. That's fine. Moving on.
I'm trying to get Toni Storm out of the title picture completely.
I know, but I want Sheeta to keep the belt. She deserves it. She earned that. I mean, again, I respect the person that does the work. She carried the women's division during the pandemic, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have watched AEW wrestling half the time because you know that it was boring as fuck. But her versus Nyla Rose, her versus Statlander, her versus Britt, they were just matches. Even though there was nobody there, they were good fucking matches. You know that, and that's a difference.
Hey, Kane the Destroyer. I believe I heard Jade Cargill is done with wrestling.
Good. Good.
Supposedly she is done. So I am very happy to hear that.
Yes.
But the word on the street says she's coming back soon.
Good. I don't like I'm gonna say good for this. Come back, get embarrassed, see why they've been mocking your ass, retire. Nothing against B-Mac. I love you, B-Mac, spilling the tea. But
no worse than Nyla Rose.
I know. You had 40. You had a win of 40. and it was embarrassing, and you give it to Statlander. Now Statlander has to dig a hole out of the hole that you fucking made just to get out of the fucking hole. So, nah, hey, be your mom. Get the fuck out
Thank
of
goodness.
Here, right?
Bye-bye, Jade. See you later.
Okay. Last two things to talk about. Tag team championship for AEW. FTR versus the Young Bucks. We kind of talked about it in the beginning. Joe, who wins?
Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Win the rubber match.
Because of cash. D-Walk?
Yeah. Too risky. Keeping the time on.
Like FTR, I gotta go. I gotta roll with FTR.
Even with the charges?
Yeah, he gonna escape them. He ain't. It's gonna be.
All right. I mean, you don't want them to be the championships. You don't want them to be the champions. And then on Wednesday, Tony Khan comes out. Well, Cass is in jail for the next 4 years, so we're gonna do another tournament. I'm like, no. All right.
What state are they in?
Dax will retire. Dax will retire if he goes to jail.
He better not. Wait, what? Joe, what state did they get stopped on?
Oh fuck! I think it was Tennessee.
Tennessee and Nevada. That was one of those two.
Might have been Nevada.
I'll tell you, there's loopholes through that. He ain't go.
Yeah, I know. It's called money.
Anyway, it's gonna be hush money here.
Yeah, I think because of his charge, they'll give the best. They give the belts to the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks haven't held the belts for a long time. They can do great matches again. Like really bring back the tag team division, because the tag team division right now is dead. It's been dead for like a few months. FTR has had the belts, but they haven't really done anything.
Florida.
Oh fuck! They can get away with it. Just fucking Tony Khan talk to DeSantis. 20 minutes, give him $1 million. He's fine. And moving on. Adam Cole versus MJF for the main event. Who wins? Wait, you know what? Let's start off with the three basic questions. How long is the match? Who wins? And will there be trickery? Joe.
I'm going to say the match is going to be 30 minutes at least.
Okay.
Going to have a solid match between the two of them. And yes, I believe there's going to be trickery to where MJF is going to think about doing something dastardly and he's going to stop himself. And Adam Cole is actually going to be the one to turn and join back with the Kingdom and Roderick Strong.
Okay. I respect that. D-Walk, how long? Who win? Trickery.
I'm going for Adam Cole, 30 plus minutes. It's gonna be the fuckery when Adam Cole go fuck over MJF. Like I said earlier, MJF gonna reach for something, it ain't there. Adam Cole gonna have it. Bing, boom, 1, 2, 3, new champ.
Okay, here we go. You got something else from Kane here. Come on, Joe. Let's go to AEW and rough up the tag division. Boy, they get kicked out for language. Now,
we're too violent for AEW, man. We probably hurt some people.
Speaking of violence, shout out to Cyber Yeti on his new project. We wish you well. I think MJF had the belt for a long time, and I really don't think Adam Cole is the poster boy for AEW, and that's fine. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So MJF wins. Now the question I asked for everyone down below in the comments, and for you too, Joe and D-Walk. Joe first. Who is MJF's next opponent? Now you know what? No, we can't even do that. Will there be a rubber match in All Out? Joe.
I will say that depending on what happens, because, thinking about the whole situation, what could happen is MJF could win. And then that could cause Cole to turn, and Matt Taven and the Kingdom and Roderick Strong all come out and they all beat the crap out of MJF.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then that could cause the third match, which will be Cole, MJF at All Out.
Yeah.
If not, though, I see that MJF's next opponent maybe it'll be Wardlow.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
And then he beats Wardlow because he needs it.
Okay. All right. I guess so. It's just, but the ratings dress up like the Dudley Boys. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think MJF's gonna, like I said, MJF's gonna win, and maybe there's like maybe he just sees like someone coming in and beating the crap out of Adam Cole, and then he jumps. Yeah, there has to be a rubber match for All Out, and they're gonna have to steal the show tonight, not tonight, on that night, just to make sure there is a rubber match. But ladies and gentlemen, with 3 people watching, make sure you hit that like or follow or tweet or share wherever the hell the madness is. That was P.U.W.F. Wrestling Talk. Before we finish, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. May your soul be at peace. Rest in peace, to Terry Funk. You have been a hardcore man enough. You can rest. Cash Wheeler, it was in Florida, so he'll get away with it. That's how it is. And Bo Dallas, push. Push. That's all I'm going to say about Bo Dallas. Push. You can do this. Push. All right. Joe, any final thoughts?
No, we're gonna have an excellent week of wrestling. Next 2 weeks are gonna be crazy with wrestling.
Damn right. D-Walk, final thoughts?
I'm just saying, wouldn't this be dope if they did an elimination tag team?
Yeah. That would be good. That would be kind of cool if they did it like that. But again, we'll talk about that. If All In's not that long.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Joe.
Another thing I just thought of, MJF and Adam Cole win the ROH tag team titles.
Yeah.
They go to the end. They have their match. MJF wins. Keeps the belt.
Okay.
They set up a match for All Out with the Kingdom versus MJF and Adam Cole for the ROH tag team titles. And that is when Adam Cole can swerve. True. Helping the Kingdom win the tag team titles from him and MJF.
Yeah, because they have the connection. That could work. Because again, they're not gonna do a rubber match if they beat Aussie Open. Aussie Open goes back to the line, does that again. All right, that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, stay healthy, stay happy. Know that we do P.U.W. Wrestling Talk. Kane, we love you. And see you either next Sunday for episode 11. This was episode 10. Or see you next Thursday. Good night.
Ric Flair, you have made world. Put that cigarette out. You have made World Wrestling Federation history here tonight. It's the greatest moment of my life. I want to jump. I want to party. But I got to tell you like this. For the Hulk Hogan, and the Macho Man, and the Vipers, and the Stick. Now it's Ric Flair. And yo, they homage to the man. He went out there for over 60 minutes, never took it back there. Took it to Hogan, took it to the Undertaker, took it to whoever got that ring. That's why he didn't pay Bobby Cole now. It's the real world heavyweight champion. We're not the kind of guys that say, we told you so, but we told you so. Be very good.